Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekend show. I'm Mal Lee, your host for this evening. And as they say every other evening, I hope everyone's keeping fine out there and you're not too distressed regarding COVID-19 if you've been out to grassroots football. Well, we were out and about today, grassroots football. It was okay, it was nice and warm, wind was biting though. If you're in the shade, it was pretty cold, I assure you, but the kids were loving it. Great football, and I must admit the atmosphere was absolutely fantastic. You had to walk around and just enjoy it, and it was great to see. And I don't think I had anything to report back to on the line. And we were there with the North Liverpool Junior Football League, and I was talking away to the committee, Bob and Connor, who were always doing a good job, I must admit. And I met up with Ian from North Liverpool JFL, who's watching his team. And the North Liverpool JFL commences tomorrow. I know it commenced on Friday, sorry for everyone there, under 12s. But the big one is Sunday, and I think they've got league kick-offs there as well. I don't think I'll be able to stay very long for league kick-offs because I have to get back and start preparing for Sunday's show. Anyway, look forward. I hope the weather's just as nice anyway. Wherever you are, wherever you've been today, I hope you've had fantastic football, enjoyable football. Because again, I had to put a post out this morning because it's just getting used to COVID-19, isn't it? You know, all the disinfected areas, and I don't know. Are we going to get used to it? Because now Tuesday's announcement here on Merseyside, which is a little bit confusing to say the least, regarding no spectators in amateur or semi-pro football. Is it going to happen in grassroots football? Are we going to be stopped playing for next week? We're not too sure. I think there's a lot of confusion with everyone. We're just awaiting guidelines again, aren't we? The FA will have to come out and start talking and telling us all what to expect again, because I think we're in a mini lockdown. I'll call it a mini lockdown because it's not as severe as last time, but it's still affecting each and every one of us. Now, COVID-19 looks like it's here to stay right across the UK and now beyond. Other countries starting to have lockdowns again and hospitals preparing for the worst. Dear me, let's just hope we can all keep away for it fit and healthy, because we're all back to social media again if we have a full lockdown, watching what we can all do in our gardens. But it's not going to be so nice this time because winter will creep in. The weather's okay at the moment, but we all know when that wind starts biting, that is the sign of it's getting colder. Well, I just hope, not me, I just hope it doesn't affect us. I just hope it goes away, and I think everyone, you'll be nodding your head and agreeing with me as well. But we had a great time today. Excuse me, I enjoyed the football. Thought the football was absolutely perfect. I thought the kids, it was great to see, it was so friendly, and it was nice to see the referees as well, and especially with Olivia and Abby. And I had the chance to stand in the middle and watch two pitches, two great football teams, I must admit, and throughout the day, and talk a lot to the young referees as well, because being a mentor for Liverpool County FA, it was great to be able to watch and see them in action. Even though the little ones, I think the referees, now correct me if I'm wrong referees, but watching from distances, walking around and having a look at the faces, the kids, you know, when you train them, when you coach them, they all congregate around the ball, they all chase the ball. Well, that's the way some of the games were today. You know, it's great to see. Kids are loving it. Kids love the encouragement, by the way. And I was watching faces on the referees, and you could see them, you know, because they want to be eager, they want to get there, they want to give decisions, they want to keep up with play, they want to see, not say tackles, they want to see real good football. The kids are just developing their skills, and so are the referees. But it was funny to stand there and watch and take it all in. It was great, because they become, not the referees, they become the teachers. And I was watching Olivia and Abby, and it was fantastic. They were explaining to the children where the ball goes, what to do, throw-ins, free kicks, how to do it. honestly, it was absolutely magical. It was great to see. They enjoyed it, and know. And it's just those games where the little ones, they're probably too good for those games, if you understand where I'm coming from. They're better than that, but those games come, I know, it's just a relaxing mode, and they feel like they have to do something and keep fit. And anyway, they did keep fit, those two, because they were waiting in between games. I think they had about 20 minutes, which is a long time, or even 30 minutes for referees to stand around in this COVID. Now, we have to do something because they're there longer. I'm not asking the league to pay the fees, but maybe something could be done for them because they're standing around, and with them not being able to go indoors at the moment and the committees are sitting outside, it remains to be seen what will happen tomorrow with the committee. I'll be there at the North Liverpool JFL, and I'll be looking, because I think it really is unfair if the committee aren't sick now and sitting in the shades where the wind was biting, as I said earlier, and they're sitting out on tables, they can't go in the hubs. Then we have to look at something like that, you know, because they are doing a fantastic job. And as I said, I admire the way the committees are working, the stress they're going through to try and get games on, the stress they're going through to try and sort out COVID-19. We're all in the same boat. They're all trying the very, very best, and obviously you can't knock the committees, you can't knock the staff at the hubs. We just need some better organisation, something where the committees can go into, sit down in the warm, and the referees as well, because if it really does start lashing down, yeah, okay, the kids are all out there, but you don't want them all standing around and waiting half an hour for games, because you're on your way, you're travelling. Why should the referees have to stand around for that long? They're there longer, they're not getting any extra pay. So hats off to them, well done, and as I say, they enjoyed themselves, and lucky enough the sun was shining. I enjoyed it, except when I was stood in the shade. And one or two things that obviously did come to my attention as you walk around, you know, doing a mentoring with Liverpool County FA, you know, and we're going to be having checks on touchlines with managers and clubs, just to see if they have the DBS, the safeguarding, who the welfare officers are. It's got to be said, it's got to be done, because safeguarding is very, very important in grassroots football as well. Now, we talk about managers coaching children as young as 9 years of age, 8 years of age. They don't want to be shouted at, and I did witness a couple of kids who were crying at that age, and I just think some of the coaches, even though they may not mean it, are overpowering when they start shouting towards the kids, because those kids are only developing their skills. We don't want to see that. We really, really don't. We just need these coaches to be more appreciative to the children, because we were all kids once. Cast your minds back to when you were a youngster. You did not like being shouted at. You still don't like being shouted at as a child, especially on the touchlines. This is about, and I put a post up this morning, encouragement. It's about fair play. It's about the kids enjoying themselves, and we always finish with a smile on our faces. It's no good seeing kids coming off who are crying, getting shouted at by the mums and dads or coaches. You've got to encourage them regardless, and this is millions of videos going out, and the County FA, not the County FA, the FA, you can go onto their guidelines, what's good from coaches and what they publish about what kids want. Kids want to enjoy themselves. Fantastic to see them playing football. That is when they're smiling. But when you're getting shouted at, when you're getting accused of something, I think that really is where we have to draw the line, and we start having to take action. And you know, and I'm sure there's a lot of you coaches out there who are nodding your heads at the moment, because you must see it. Referees, they report back, they see it. And I was getting reports back, but lucky enough, I was watching it and I saw it, and I did approach the line and done a few little checks on there, and it did go rather quiet. And I did notice one or two children crying, and it's not right. That should not happen. So that's a message for all you coaches, whether your son's playing involved in it or your daughter. Give them respect. Let them play the game. Let them enjoy it. Don't shout at them for making a mistake. We drum that into many of you out there, and don't shout at the young referees. This is what it's all about. Don't cross the line when it comes to football. And also, something else that comes to my attention, and I think many of you referees will agree with me out there, you don't want to be a killjoy, you don't want to stop games, you don't want to stop kids playing football, but when there's youngsters there turning up to football matches without shin pads, that is a massive difference as well. Coaches, you know, you're all buying your new kits, you know that kids have got to have shin pads on. If they don't, it's very, very likely that that game could be cancelled unless you have shin pads. It's no good, like years ago, I'll hold my hands up, where you put a pair of socks down and made them look like shin pads. You don't realise the consequences that can go. Yes, I did do that. I'm sorry, I did do that. But that was many, many years ago, and I wouldn't do that now, not in this day and age, I assure you. Because you don't realise, you're taking a risk with that child's leg, aren't you? Because if someone comes in, full-blooded tackle, studs up, not meaning it, accidental, yeah, you've guessed it, it's going to shatter the child's leg. We don't want that, or even their ankle. You know, let's get the shin pads on, let's abide by them. They've all got lovely kits on. I'm sure we can all go out and get a couple of pair of shin pads. Mums, dads, coaches, please, next week or even tomorrow, make sure, pass a message out, make sure your kids are wearing shin pads, because the referees will stop the games. They don't want to. And then, again, that will cause mayhem. They're only doing their jobs because they're worried about the children. We all should be. Insurance cost, imagine that. If your team's insured, you won't get anything out for it if they say, paid out for it, if they say they weren't wearing shin pads. So food for thought, great feedback from the referees, great feedback from coaches as well. And obviously, I had high praise. One of the coaches came over, tapped me on the shoulder for Abby, who was doing the last game, I think round about 11:30 kick-off, praising the way these young referees go on and play football. Go on and referee. They do play football, because as I was saying, Olivia and earlier on, Abby were having a kick around while they were waiting. That was great. It was great to see, great to watch. And you know what? You can tell they play football absolutely perfect. And I was looking, thinking, do you know what? Should have started a team again now with these girls, give them all a chance. But no, I couldn't. There's many knock on the door there to me and asking me would I start a football team again. But obviously you can see I just haven't got time. I wouldn't have it. And probably be the best team in the world, the best behaved team in the world. This is me. This is the way I was brought up with grassroots football. This is what I've seen. This is why I started Don't Cross the Line. I wanted to make a difference. We are making a difference. We want to make a difference and carry on making a difference. We want to see the kids smiling. We want to see the referees enjoying themselves and smiling, developing their skills, going on to bigger things. That's all we want out of grassroots football. We're a North, I'm getting my words mixed up today. Being in the North Liverpool JFL League, it was great today, I must admit. It was fantastic to watch the football, see the referees in action, seeing people all adhering to the rules, the regulations of COVID-19. Yes, there's many checks that are going amiss, but we're all working together. We're all trying to get used to it. We're all confused on it. I was even talking to Brendan, who's the dad of one of the young referees. He was telling me he works in a school teacher, and he was saying even they are confused because kids, they're wearing masks, but getting them to social distance is very, very hard. The youngsters, they don't understand it, and they don't. And the amount of times you'll love this, the amount of times I was watching football matches today, and I heard the coaches to the kids to shake hands was amazing. It's not gone out of them. That is the friendly side of things, and I love that. I love to see it, love to hear. You know, even the kids are confused. They're looking over, going, "Shall we?" One or two are shaking hands, others with elbows and what have you. But it's just the saying. That is it at the end of a football match, isn't it? Shake hands, shake hands. Show your friendliness, show your respect, show your respect to the referees. And I saw the referees with the elbows doing that myself as well. You know, many weeks ago, I was going, I'd never do that. I would never do that. We're all getting used to it. It's what's happening, sign of the times. But we're not getting used to COVID-19, unfortunately. I'm not. And I don't think you are yourself. So we just want to see enjoyable football. We want to see our referees smile. I saw that a lot today. That was fantastic. Thanks to the mums, dads, parents and everyone who had a go, who have realised this is a game of football. This is for enjoyment. This is to get the kids out, get them fresh, get them fit, get them energetic. It's what it's all about. Get the referees energetic, get them all playing the game that they love, because it's great to watch. It's a lot better. And there was a lot of encouragement, a lot of clapping. I hope we can see that tomorrow, please, in the Walton Cater Junior Football League. and work with the committees, work with the staff, please. Don't blame anyone for what they're doing, trying to get you all in to watch the kids playing football. Remember, respect, encouragement, fair play, that's all you need to do, is go out there and enjoy the football games. What we are interested in as well is the grass pitches, why they're not in use. Now I've heard some feedback that they're just not in use because of COVID-19. This is outside, this is grassroots football. And I'm hearing off one or two teams who are saying they signed up for a weekend league. Now this is no fault of the committee whatsoever, we're all confused here. There's a lot of good grass pitches and we've had some fantastic weather to play football. Now we're all out and about. There is a gate to this field that I'm talking about. I'd like to know, is it health and safety? What are the reasons why? Because we're all playing football, we're all going into pubs, yes, no more 6 in a group. I just want to ask the question, just want to find out, because obviously we'll come on, we'll talk to the council, we'll talk to everyone about what are these pitches. There's a lot of rumours going around stating that these pitches are just going to be finished, we're just going to be using the 3G pitches, the hubs, get rid of the pitches, let's build houses on them. I don't think we should get rid of grass pitches. And I've talked to Paul from Grassroots Football UK, but we prefer grass. I love grass football. I love to see muddy kits. I love to see mums and dads or coaches taking those kits home and washing. Yes, we know COVID-19 now. You can take your own kit home and do that. Is this what they're saying, the health and safety of the, muddy kits? I really can't get to grips with health and safety on outdoor pitches. There's games getting played all over the country on grass at the moment. So why are these grass pitches closed down? I'd love to know. Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts, please, managers, about today's games, about what you're expecting tomorrow. Are you turning up? We do know there's a lot of referee shortages. We do know there's a lot of teams folding. If you're one of those, if you're thinking of it, mal@don'ttexttheline.com, add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. And I'll definitely add you as a friend back, because I need loads and loads of you. You see all my posts going out now, thanking everyone from all over the world actually, enjoying the post, enjoying the DXTL TV from the Touchlines. We're out and about to make a difference, we're out and about to get your stories. We haven't taken the microphones out just yet because obviously we want to see how things are going. We want to take it all in, what we could do to make a difference, what we could say to you to make a difference. We said 1 or 2 key points there today, shin pads, feedback we've been getting, and managers, coaches, whoever they may be, shouting, and parents shouting at the kids as young as 8 and 9 years of age, and you see 1 or 2 of them crying. No, come on. Let them enjoy the game of football. They're too young to understand. They're too young to get shouted at and crying in front of everyone else. Those kids are crying, there's a problem there. We shouldn't have any child who's gone on for a game of football crying because they're being shouted at. It's different when they're being injured. You see a lot of that. Fingers crossed, we can see a massive difference next week. We can see a lot of shin pads next week. We can see a lot of referees turning up. We can see a lot of managers, coaches, teams turning up. Everyone helping out the committees, helping out each other by just singing off the same song sheet and supporting grassroots football as a football family, because that's the ways that we use football family. We want to bring people together, and we have been doing since 2003. We're going into our 18th year, as we keep stating. We're looking forward to that. A lot of hard work, as we know. It was a lottery grant yesterday. I've had a lot of feedback, thank you very much. A lot of feedback off Gordon Johnson over his book. Well, enjoy it, go out and get it. It's absolutely fantastic. I've read 1 page, loving it. It's going to take me a while, I assure you. I'm sorry. One of those where I just need the time to read, and at the moment I just haven't got the time to do that because I'm reading pages and pages of other things, I assure you. And I've also the DXTL football pitches that we do have in Ellesmere Port and Ainsdale. Will be bringing different things to you there, out there from the community, from Don't Cross the Line community as well, bringing teams together. If you're interested in that again, mal@don'ttexttheline.com, drop me a message and I'll give you some feedback. But we'll give you updated information every day of the week that we are on air. We'll carry on telling you what is happening. We're doing disability football in there as well. There's a lot of interest there. Sophie and Paul are doing a fantastic job. And I did have a phone call off Paul, who was out monitoring another league where there was a couple of incidents, and I'm just going to give you some feedback on that tomorrow. because we will be together, talking away. So our volunteers are going out all over Liverpool and all over, we've got volunteers all over the country who are sending us back messages and giving us feedback as to what is happening in grassroots football. 99.9% of it is COVID-19, and I'm sorry to repeat that, but we've just got to get used to it. I can't get used to it, I'm still confused. Hope you can, hope we all can. Let's hope we can all make a difference. Whatever you do today, let's hope that your team in the Premier League won for you. And I'm getting loads of messages of Everton fans who were over the moon because they were top. They are top of the league till tomorrow. I have to say that. Everton Football Club, top of the league. Wow. And I talked to a young referee today. 2 young referees, Everton's fans. And one turned around and said, oh, it would be great to be top of the league. It probably won't last long. And the other one said, I've never seen that. Wow, isn't that brilliant? Anyway, celebrate while you can, Blues. We're coming after you. Hopefully we've got a really, really good game tomorrow with Chelsea and we can go on and win it. But if you'd ask me, and I'll tell you it now, after last week's performance at Liverpool, I've talked to a lot of football fans and myself, if we played like that against we did with Leeds, we would not win the league. So we need a lot of improvement. And maybe we'll get that. If we can just lift ourselves again and go at Chelsea, because Chelsea are a good football side, believe me, even though they didn't show. Got Man City, Man United, they're all starting to play football now. Different teams, different football, different styles, different managers, and we're going to see a closer Premier League this year. We know that. We know we're up for a fight, and everyone wants to beat the league champions. So, unfortunately, that is us, Liverpool Football Club. So enjoy yourselves, Everton Football Club, Olivia, Abby, just while you are top. And no doubt we'll take that title off you again tomorrow. Let's hope we swap places. I'd love to see your challenges by the end of the season. Let's just see what happens. And I'm sure all the bets will start flying around Merseyside now because of the new players that Everton have got. Anyway, wherever you are, I've gone over, I'm sorry, gone over on the show, that's Talking Premier League. Put your feet up, enjoy yourselves, please. If you're out and about tomorrow, loads of respect, loads of encouragement, fair play, protect our referees. Without them, we wouldn't have games. But without you as the supporters, without you as the volunteers, without you as the committees, without you as the referees, we wouldn't have grassroots football at all. You are part of the grassroots football family, just like we are with Don't Cross the Line. In the meantime, thank you very much to everyone for viewing us, to listening to us. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. From myself, Mal Lane, all the team here, the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line and Respect programme. Have a great evening. Put your feet up, relax. Good night, God bless.